Hello, welcome to He's Hot, but Something is Off. This is the first podcast episode that I remember where it didn't go up at midnight. So I usually record these things the day before, or sometimes a couple of days before it goes up on Thursdays. So Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll record it, edit it, upload it, and it will be set to automatically post at midnight Pacific time on the West Coast here in the US. So that's how it always goes up. This one's going to go up. It'll go up after I record it. It's already Thursday afternoon. As I'm recording this, I was doing a work thing yesterday afternoon, and it ran quite a bit later than I thought. And because of that, well, I could have recorded this yesterday. I could have done it. But after that work thing that took longer than expected, I was like, you know what? I need a break right now. I needed to eat dinner. I need food. I am just going to go to bed early. And I get to do that. So here we are. Anyways, I do have some choice topics I wanted to talk about. So we just wrapped up RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17. The finale was last week. I have like a couple of thoughts about that. Coincidentally, yesterday on Wednesday, they just announced the cast of the upcoming All-Stars season 10 of All-Stars. And there are a lot of queens in that. So it was just interesting. And because I'm recording it later than I usually would, I get to talk a little bit about that. But we're not going to spend the whole podcast on Drag Race. I'll save the Drag Race, my thoughts on that, for the end of the episode. For those of you who are not super interested in Drag Race, that's completely fine. I'll leave it till the end so that, you can skip it if you want. But anyways, what's going on in my world right now? Well, my vacuum broke over the weekend. My vacuum broke. I have a Dyson cordless stick vacuum. It's like the Dyson vacuum that you see a lot of people have that have been like pretty popular over the last, I don't know, like 8 or 10 years. The handheld ones that are cordless. And I've had it for a while. I looked at my email just to search for when I actually did the order for it. It was over 6 years ago that I got it. Got it on sale somewhere, obviously. Those are not cheap. So I got it on some sort of sale like 6.5 years ago. And it was working fine on like Friday or Saturday. I was using it and it was fine. I knew that it was eventually going to give out sooner rather than later because the battery in it, the battery life on it was gradually getting worse and worse. So there are 3 little lights on it. By the way, I'm so glad that you're tuning in to the podcast episode. If you're a new listener to the podcast, by the way, the video version of this podcast is available on YouTube, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. But I'm so glad that you're tuning in and we're talking about how my vacuum broke. This is how interesting my life is. Anyways, so there are 3 little lights on this Dyson vacuum that broke. There are 3 little lights on it that tells you how much of a charge it has, right? 3 lights, I mean, it's fully charged, and 2 lights is half light, blah, blah. Okay, you guys get it. And that 3rd light basically never lit up anymore. So it wasn't holding like the full charge. It was holding maybe like 60, 70%, 2/3 of a charge. And it wasn't lasting long. So I knew like, okay, batteries over time, they do wear down. Just like if you have like an older phone, a phone that's like 4 or 5 years old, you notice that the battery life on it is not as good as when it was new. Batteries do wear gradually over time, and they can't hold as much charge as they age. So like I knew like, okay, eventually, the battery's just gonna like crap out or something like that. Yeah, but out of nowhere on like Saturday or Sunday or something like that. Sunday, I made a mess. I was making my protein shake with the protein powder, and I just accidentally spilled some protein powder on the counter. And the normal thing I would do is grab the vacuum and vacuum up the powder. It just died. It was completely dead. And it wasn't like I pressed the wrong button or it needed a reset or whatever. Like it was just not charging. The battery had completely gone, and it wasn't those old models, you can't swap the batteries on them. So I had to emergency buy. It's a term I've used before. Sometimes when something critical in your house breaks and you need to buy something in a hurry, that's what I call an emergency buy. The last thing I emergency bought was my streamer thingamajig, a Google TV Chromecast thing, because it broke. And that was like the only way I could watch things on my TV. I guess I could have hooked on my tablet or laptop or whatever to the TV with a cable, but it's like, like those Google TV, Roku, whatever streaming things, it's like, what, $30? So it was easy to I just drove down to the Best Buy and bought it. A Dyson vacuum is not $30. A Dyson vacuum is like at least like $300-$400 on up. If you get like a brand new fancy one, it's like double that, $700 or $800. But the Dyson I had before, had it for it to have lasted 6 years through how many times I moved with it. I think it's lasted through like 4 moves, something like that. I was like, okay, it's had a good run, had a pretty good run. Got it brand new on sale, 6 years. It's served its purpose. I got a good amount of use out of it before it died. So at least that. So I got another Dyson. I got a refurbished one. Because a brand new one is quite expensive, so I got one that's like factory official refurbished. It just arrived today. I'm looking at the giant cardboard box on my floor behind the camera that I would need to break down and take down to the recycling room. That was the most interesting thing that happened to me this week. I'm so glad for those tuning in for the first time. I'm so glad you're here. And this will probably be the last podcast of mine that you'll listen to. When you grow up, I was just talking to someone earlier this week, and this is adult life. This is adulting. Some weeks, not every week is gonna be like. I'm not some celebrity or rock star where every week there's some super exciting thing going on. This is real life, okay? When your vacuum cleaner breaks and you need to go buy a new one. That's what it is. Anyways, I'm not okay. I wasn't gonna talk the entire podcast about that. Let's switch topics. So, one of my earliest teenage obsessions was skincare. Instead of looking at toys in the kids section at the store, I was looking at moisturizers in the skincare section. As I grew up and navigated my sexuality, I saw that most of the beauty industry was aimed at feminine women, sometimes at masculine men, but everyone else was left out. It wasn't for someone like me. With Surf Labs, I wanted to create a fun skincare experience for everyone. I'm pretty sure your skin doesn't care how mask or femme you are or who you love, but I'm absolutely sure you need to take care of it. Check us out at surflabs.co, SERVELABS.co, and you can also find us on Instagram and Twitter at surflabs. Actually, this next topic is a little bit more. Actually, maybe that's the most exciting thing that's happened so far this week. It's not the vacuum. I kind of find the vacuum cleaner thing only because I like appliances and gadgets and tech and stuff. But anyways, probably the actually most exciting thing that happened this week is something that you can enjoy. So I just released a brand new YouTube video. It's talking about gay cruise facts and myths. And I shot it when I was on the Atlantis cruise over Thanksgiving. That was like a content creation influencer trip. And I finally got around to editing it. And yeah, I actually was really proud, I guess. I was happy, I guess, maybe it's a better word. I was really happy with the footage and the content that I recorded. And it's been so long ago that I actually recorded that content that I didn't fully remember any of the stuff I said. But going through the footage, editing it, I was like, oh, wow, okay, awesome. Did a really good job with like the videography, like the cameras. Well, there was a little tiny hiccup with the camera stuff, but it was like very minor. Video came out really, really awesome. It was a video that I wanted to shoot for a while. So yeah, go to the YouTube channel, Just Joey T, and that's where all of my cruise videos and content lives. And yeah, that one just went up today. early today. I was like, just punched it in. Yeah, so I'm really actually pretty proud of that video. It's not like the super fancy video, but like, sometimes I record a video and it's like, oh, the lighting was kind of sort of bad, or the audio wasn't that good. But for this one, like all those little details, come together. Sometimes when you're watching a YouTube video, it's those little things that sometimes make a video really enjoyable to watch. It's not anything that's like super obvious. It's not necessarily the actual content itself, but it's like when a video is shot really well, like the lighting is really good, like the refinement of that is really good. The audio is coming through really nice and clear. Just sometimes those little things, most viewers are not explicitly noticing. And that's not necessarily the reason you're clicking on that video, or that's the reason you're wanting to watch it. Yeah, those things sometimes just makes the experience a lot nicer. It's like when you are, when you're like riding in a crappy car, or you're riding in like a nice car. The point of riding in the car is to get from A to B, usually, right? You take an Uber or whatever to, I don't know, the airport, okay? Your aim is to get to the airport. Your aim is not to like ride in a nice car. But you notice that if you got like a crappy Uber or like a nice Uber, like it makes the experience of getting to the airport nicer. So sometimes it's just little things. So just in terms of that, really happy with the way like the raw footage, the way it was shot, the way it came out. I happened to have very good lighting that day. Yeah, it looks really good. So yeah, feel free to go check that out. And of course, some of you already know I have a separate podcast called the Gay Cruise and Travel Podcast with me, just Joey T. And that is also on the YouTube channel, so feel free to go check that out. Yeah, but I wanted to plug that because it's been a little while since, it's been a couple of months, I think, since I put out like a proper YouTube video, aside from like the video versions of the podcast. And I've got actually 2 more. There's actually 3 more that I'm going to go put out. There's going to be another one that's of a similar style to this one that just went up today, where I talk about, I have to actually look at my notes to see exactly what it's, but I think I talk about some of the weird things you might notice if you go on a gay cruise and you've never been on a gay cruise before. So that's one. I got another one where it's supposed to be a ship tour of the Virgin Voyages cruise ships. And I think, oh yeah, and I have another one for those who are subscribed to my Patreon. You have been enjoying the travel vlog from when I went on the Allure cruise with Atlantis in early February. So that was broken into 4 parts for my Patreon subscribers. And it was just a vlog of me and David taking that cruise together. There's going to be a shortened, abbreviated version of that vlog that will eventually go out on the regular YouTube channel. So it's not going to be like the full vlog experience like the Patreon subscribers got. It's just going to be a condensed version. It's not going to have as much of like behind the scenes, like me and David talking about various things and chilling together type of stuff. Yeah, but a version of that is going to go onto YouTube as well. So yeah, looking forward to putting those videos up onto the YouTube channel soon. As soon as because I edit so many different videos, and yeah, it just takes time to edit the videos. So I would love for them to just all be posted, but I'm a little pickier about, at least for those YouTube channel videos, the proper ones. I'm more picky about the editing because a lot of them, they go up and then like they get tens of thousands of views and a lot of people watch them and they kind of stay on then those are the kind of videos that people tend to reference over long periods of time. So this video that just went up today, talk about myths and facts, it's supposed to be an updated version of a gay cruise myths video that I did 6 years ago in 2018. Well, that's 7 years now. Anyways, and that old video, like over time, like it didn't just get a ton of views when I released it and it kind of just like petered out. It has steadily gotten more and more views over those like 6 or 7 years. So because it's a type of video that's what I call an evergreen video, where it's not related to like a current event. It's not just for like a particular moment in time. It's a kind of video that will still get hits, will still come up in search results, and it's something that people will watch and it will still be relevant for like several years. I think, I just want to put in more effort into just making sure like the video is like just right, because I know many people will watch it for many years to come, and it's not a type of video that I'm gonna reshoot every single year. So there you go. Besides getting a new vacuum cleaner, which apparently I thought was the highlight of my week until I remembered that I just launched a whole YouTube video, which is exciting in and of itself. There's kind of sort of been like a theme of the week a little bit. So kind of the theme of the week, choose your own adventure. So this is something that the phrase I kind of sort of picked up from therapy. So I think I talked a little bit about on a previous episode about this automatic thought replacement concept that I learned in therapy. And it's basically you get a trigger from something that you experience, like, I don't know, someone spills coffee on you, or like you trip over something, or like, someone like bumps into you on the sidewalk, whatever it is. And it triggers a negative thought, and it triggers a negative emotion. And then this concept, this framework is basically supposed to be replacing that negative thought with a not so negative one. Therefore, you have a not so negative emotion, and therefore, that it's better to have a neutral emotion or even a positive emotion than a negative emotion. Working more with my therapist and on that kind of stuff. But one of the things that I sometimes say to myself in my head as I'm going about my daily life, when I get triggered about some stupid person doing something stupid, is choose your own adventure. Is about the related concept of, you're in control of your feelings and emotions. Like your emotions, the concept is your emotions originate with you. It's easy to say like, that person pissed me off. I'm pissed off, not because I choose to be pissed off. That person pissed me off, right? But from the psychology perspective, apparently, supposedly, is you chose to be like, the emotion, it comes from you. The emotions are yours, so they kind of originate from you. So you're like responsible for being pissed off. I think it's a concept that's counterintuitive and is still not fully intuitive to me. But if from talking to my therapist, like I can see that it's true. I still feel like intuitively it doesn't quite click, but looking at it like objectively, I can see it. So sometimes as I go about my regular day and something is annoying, especially when other people annoy me, other people's actions annoy me, instead of going into anger, I basically start mumbling to myself in my head, but like, okay, choose your own adventure. Choose your own adventure. It's like I can choose to be pissed off, or I can choose to like not let it affect me. And it's easier said than done because it's ridiculously easy to just get angry about something. At least it is for me. Like a little thing happens, like someone's not getting out of my way or something. It's so easy to like be upset about that. So kind of sort of the theme of the week a little bit internally in my head anyways. It's like whenever someone pisses me off, I start like in my head, like just repeating to myself, okay, choose your own adventure. Choose your own adventure. Choose your own adventure. At least I can like not let myself get carried away with just being angry. At least I can kind of like snip it in the butt a little bit. And it takes a lot of practice. And my therapist said it would take a lot of practice. That's a little bit of like the theme of the week, because some weeks are harder. Some days are harder than other days. Some weeks, some months, sometimes are harder than others. It hasn't been a super trying week, but it's like something I'm trying out. But like I get so, I don't know. Must be a me thing. Tell me if this affects you as well. But I was just walking home from the gym earlier today, and I'm just walking on the sidewalk, okay? And like I noticed something that has like nothing to do with me whatsoever. Absolutely not. Like I noticed this car that was like parked in a red zone, like where the curb is red and you're not supposed to park there. Okay, they're like pulled over, but it's like clearly red there. But like literally like 10 feet in front of them, there is like a spot for a car that they would easily fit into where the curb is not red. It was like there's a parking spot. Okay, they were parked where it's red, and there's like a little driveway. In front of that driveway was like a giant parking spot where it's not red. And I just happened to notice it on my walk. And I was thinking, can you just like roll your car up like 10 feet and park where it's not red? It's so useless for me to like, number one, even notice it. For the second, to even have that thought, which is like taking up, like, that shouldn't even be taking up any space in my head. You know, but like, for whatever reason, I didn't get pissed at it, but like, it's like a little eye roll-ish at that situation, right? If someone explained to you like that situation, you'd be like, yeah, that person probably could have just like moved their car up 10 feet or whatever. But that has no effect on me. Like I am just walking down the sidewalk. I don't know this person. It doesn't affect me where they're stopped or not stopped. They're not in my way. So even little things like that, it's like stuff like that is why I need therapy. So I'm keeping that BetterHelp subscription for now. But that was a little bit of like recognizing, like, this doesn't even affect you. This has like absolutely no effect on you. Like, why are we thinking about this? Why do you care if the car is parked in a red zone or not? And then it's also like, okay, choose your own adventure. Choose your own adventure. It's a little bit like that. Just finding little ways in life to reduce stress, I found to be helpful. And it's surprising how much work it takes to, at least for me, with like the way my mind works and kind of thoughts that I kind of have. It takes a lot of work to work on that. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't know that just a car that has no bearing on me parked in a red zone would trigger me. But there you go. I've written it down for the next time I talk to my therapist to bring that story up. Yeah, but it's very much been like a mantra type of a thing in my head. It's like, okay, choose your own adventure. Choose more to not be angry. Like, don't let this person get you angry. Like, don't let this person get to you. Choose your own adventure. Choose to not be pissed off. Choose to be a happier person. So I can't say I'm happier. It's not a light switch. It takes a lot of work, but I'm getting there. Yeah. So I encourage you to also choose your own experience. And if this podcast has brought you a little bit of joy, yay. If you found this podcast annoying, well, you're probably not even listening by this point. Anyways, all right. I just want to spend a few minutes talking a little bit. I hope I can just talk a little bit about RuPaul's Drag Race. If you don't care that much about Drag Race, or you haven't watched the finale for season 17 and you are going to watch it and you don't want spoilers, then feel free to tune out of here. This is the last thing I'm going to talk about. Hey, when was the last time you really took care of your skin? The skin is the largest organ in the whole human body and is doing so much for you. It protects you from germs and cooties. It keeps you warm when you're cold. It keeps you cool when you're hot. It's making vitamin D. It gives you the gift of touch and sensation. And that's just scratching the surface, so you better take care of it. I started my own skincare company, Serve Labs, to serve fun and functional skincare for everyone, so that you can serve fun while serving face. Go to servelabs.co, servelabs.co, or follow us at Serve Labs on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, and discover how easy and fun it is to treat your skin right with Serve Labs. The season 17 finale. Okay, and I was talking to David a lot about this. Did Anya deserve to win? Absolutely. She did the best on the season. She pretty much did well in every single challenge. And the times where she did really, really well, she did so well. And the times even when she didn't win, she did really well. I don't think she was ever in the bottom. I'm not one for stats, so like don't quote me on like the stats and that kind of stuff. But like I said in the end of last week's podcast, before like the day before the finale came out, I was like, I couldn't really see anyone else besides Anya winning. Like really honestly, like she just throughout the whole season was like that one step above everyone else, including like the rest of the top four. Okay. So that I am not at all debating. I really felt like any of those girls deserved to win, but I felt like Anya was that step above in her performance in the challenges throughout the season. Totally legit winner. I don't think some people. Okay, we're gonna move on to the finale lip sync, like the lip sync for the crown at the very end. That's where I have the problem, and it's not a problem with. It's not a. I don't know where the problem is. My issue with that was, for me, and this is a little subjective, because whenever we watch a lip sync between two queens, it doesn't matter if it's a lip sync for your life, lip sync for the crown, or whatever it is, there's always going to be some people that think one queen did better than the others. It's very rare that you get like, the vast majority of people saying one queen's better than the other. Well, I take that back, but there are some queens that have been really bad at lip syncs, like the ones where people don't know the words. It's like, okay, anyways, this one was not one of those, okay? I thought Jules did better than Anya at the lip sync. Now, you don't have to always have 20 reveals and do tricks and flips and everything to have a good lip sync. There have been a lot of queens where I thought did awesome lip syncs that did not do splits and flips and 20 reveals and have super fancy outfits. That is not necessary. Okay? There have been so many lip syncs on so many seasons and franchises of Drag Race. Like, we all know this. That's not up for debate. But it's my opinion that Anya, like the dress, I don't like. The lip sync, I felt like was not the type of lip sync I would expect for like the lip sync for the crown at the finale. Like, if this really was a lip sync for the crown, which I think that's the issue I have, it wasn't a lip sync for the crown. It was just like for entertainment purposes. It should not have been called the lip sync for the crown. Again, Anya completely deserved to win. Like, I already went through that. I would have rather they just have not put that into the final edit for the finale episode. Just cut that out. Honestly, because it's been marketed and called and branded as you are going to lip sync for the crown. It is literally the name of that lip sync for the crown, and it wasn't. Again, the person that won should have won. Anya should have won. Like, look at the whole season. But come on, Jules did better. It's not that Jules was robbed, which is easy to say. I think it should not have been called the lip sync for the crown. It's like that's where I think the problem is. Because, oh my God, I don't know why though. Like, I felt like Anya really could have brought it more. Again, you don't have to do flips and splits and do 50 million reviews, but it's like, it just didn't, to me, it was not giving lip sync for the crown energy. So I don't know what happened there. I don't want to say Anya just checked out because she didn't. I was just expecting more from Anya for a lip sync for the crown. I was just like, maybe the expectations are high. It's like the final lip sync of the finale of the whole season. It's like, I was like, girl. Anyways, that's contentious amongst like the hardcore Drag Race fans. It's like very one side or the other. But anyways, I just had to get that off my chest. The only other thought I have, so All Stars 10, the cast, got announced. I never. I'm always got like. I'm always reading Drag Race so much, aren't I? 18 queens is a lot. Looking at the list of all the 18 queens, there are some names that I was like, oh my god, I do want to see her again. Like Bosco. I really wanted her to come back for All Stars. Olivia, Carrie Colby, Georges has done All Stars, but she's back again. Mistress, love her. Yeah, she needed to come back. Mistress needed to come back. I was saying like Ginger Minj, I think has come back more times than Shangela by now, or maybe even Jujubee. Honestly, I don't know, but like she's came back a lot. It's not that I don't want her to be there. It's like she's come back a lot. Denali, love to see. So Daya Betty and Acid Betty, are they have the same drag family? I just noticed that they have the same last name in their drag name, but I hope they help to make some good TV/drama, because the thing I have with them is that they are big personalities. They're not afraid to speak their mind, but on their respective seasons, it just kind of like it wasn't like the most likable personas on their respective seasons. Doesn't mean they are bad people. That's a different thing. It's just that the way they were presented / the way they presented themselves on their respective seasons, I wasn't like the biggest fan of. So I'm interested to see on their second go around on Drag Race what that's gonna like. Okay, here's something that's a little shady. I guess they had to have 18. I guess it was a quota for them to get to 18, for them to have this like 3 brackets system. Do brackets not? So they have to have an even number of queens in each bracket. I think for this tournament bracket style, I'm not a brackets, tournaments, whatever person. I don't do fantasy sports or anything, but it feels like mathematically you have to have an even number of people in each bracket for this to work, I think. So it was like, okay, they must have needed 18 queens and meet a quota. They probably had like, I don't know, 12 or 14 queens that are like, okay, easy, we want these in. And I'm thinking that because I literally said to David on WhatsApp, they had to scrape the bottom of the barrel of some of these queens. It's like on a normal this is shady, okay? Like this is like kind of sort of kidding, but only half. Some of these queens, I'm not sure why they're on All Stars. But it's looking at all the other seasons of All Stars, it's like I can almost always see like, oh yeah, like these people are people I want to see in All Stars. We're scraping the bottom of the bucket a little bit here for some of these queens, because Phoenix. These are just my opinions. Okay, I'm not trying to like put. Well, this is just gonna be shady. It's okay. Only 3 people listen to this. I wasn't sure if Irene or Phoenix were like All Stars material. Basically, I was to put it nicely, I was surprised that they're in All Stars. I think that's as nice as I could be. But pretty much everyone else, I was like, yeah, like this is All Stars. Yeah, come get it. So, yeah, there you go. I was like, okay, they needed to meet a quota. We need some filler queens. I think that might be the word. There's at least a couple of fillers. I feel like maybe Alyssa Hunter was like a bit of a she did like okay, not great on her season. But you know what? The other thing about it is, while I'm excited for All Stars in a way, I felt like I would have wanted a bit more of a break between season 17 when that ended and before the All Stars new All Star season started. Oh my God! Speaking of that, honestly, straight off from season 17, Lydia B. Collins, like, did she even not leave the set? Like, was she like, okay, she just shot season 17, and then they were like, oh, hey, if you want to just not have to pack your bags, we're just about to film All Stars 10. Do you want to stay for that? Oh my God. Because like, at least from, obviously they shot season 17 quite a while ago, and I don't think they shot All Stars 10 right after that, but like she literally didn't have a lot of downtime because at least from like the point of the TV audience anyways, it's like season 17 just ended last week, and this week we're getting we just got the teaser for All Stars 10, and Lydia's like right there. From our view, it's like she didn't really go away. She just hopped directly back in. She never left. She wasn't hopping back in. She never left. Yeah, but I was telling David like season 17 was too long. I wish that we had a little bit. It would have been nice to have a bit of a break, like a month, before they started up All Stars. But yeah, the franchise machine is going. They're pumping out RuPaul's Drag Race. They're pumping out Drag Race in all shapes, forms, and sizes in different countries, different types of All-Stars and spin-offs and everything. There's just a lot of it. But yeah, I am curious as to what this like tournament bracket style, how they're going to execute that. Because I feel like there's a few different ways they can do this tournament bracket. Bracket? Is that a word? This tournament type thing. So we will see. I don't know if I have any particular queens I'm rooting for. I don't think I have. There are a lot of. I don't have like a favorite drag queen. Well, no, I don't really have like one favorite drag queen that I think it's like my Beyonce or my Lady Gaga. I don't have like that one. Like I said, there are a lot of queens here that I'm like excited to see on All Stars. Because I saw like so much potential. They were doing well in their season. I just wanted to see, I felt like I want to see more of them. You know what I mean? Because they were showing so much potential. They were doing well in their seasons. They just didn't make it like to the very end necessarily. Again, like Bosco, Olivia, Carrie Colby. I do want to see more of Lydia because she did pretty well in her season. And I do want to see more of her. Mistress, definitely. Denali. Yeah, I think those are like the ones who are like, I want to see more of you because I've only seen you once on your season. This is their second time at Drag Race. Some of these other queens, not because they're bad, it's just like because I've seen them like so many times on Drag Race on multiple seasons. It's like I want some slightly fresher blood, Like I want some more fresh meat. Georges, though, I know Georges like this, like the third time she's back, but her original season and then All Stars, and then this is like All Stars again. But I love Georges. I think she's so entertaining to watch. Yeah, but all those other queens I mentioned, like I'm so excited to see them come back because they've only been there once, and I thought they were entertaining in their original seasons, or they were so good, so much talent, and I just wanted to see more, and I'm interested to see for those queens where it's their first time coming back, how much they've developed in their time between the original season and now. But that's one of the most interesting things for me is, when someone comes back for All Stars is usually after they've been away for like a little bit. They've done their original season. It was a platform for them to launch their drag career to the next level. They do usually a lot of a glow up in like all the different ways in terms of their experience, their skills, their talent, their makeup, their artistry, all of it. So I'm always curious when queens come back for All Stars from the original season, like how much they've improved. Because a lot of times they've improved a lot, and that's actually really genuinely exciting to watch. And that's why I'm more excited for the queens that are coming back for the first time. Like they've done the original season. That was it. That was the only time they were in Drag Race. And now they're coming back for the first All Stars. Whereas like, I don't mean this in a negative way, but like someone like Ginger Minj, for example, that have been on Drag Race so many times now, it's like, she's an awesome queen. No doubt about that. But again, just because I personally like to see like that progression from the last time you were on Drag Race to like this new All-Star season we're about to watch, Ginger Minj is probably not going to have that, but she's done Drag Race so many times and she's such a seasoned queen. I feel like are we going to see is that Ginger Minj we're going to see in this new All-Star season going to be so much different than Ginger Minj we've seen so many times before, versus, one of those other queens I mentioned is like Carrie Colby, for example, or like Olivia Lux. I feel like just to pick like a couple of these names, because there's so many goddamn queens in this new season. It's like I'm really excited because I really generally think they did well in their season, but we can clearly see that they were pretty young queens. They were lacking some experience, lacking some skills here and there, and I feel like if they had really been putting in the work, pounding in the pavement, between the original season and this new All-Star season, it's like, oh my God. Like, for example, with Plastic Tiara, who's one of my favorite queens, when she came back to All-Stars, it was like, oh my God, the fashion. I still feel like she has, of all the Drag Race queens, she's had like the best fashions, like the best, just the best. Nymphia is like up there, but I feel like the very number one for me for fashion, in terms of fashions displayed on any episode of Drag Race, All Stars or regular, oh my God, Plastique on All Stars, proper next level stuff. But that's, but she also improved in terms of like the other aspects of her drag. And so it was like so great to see like her come back for All Stars and do so well on All Stars against like other big hitters. And when she on her original season, she did like decent, but you can tell like, oh my God, the improvement, like the glow up between the original season and when she came up with All Stars, that's so great to see. So that's what I'm really excited about for people like Olivia or like even or some of the other queens that I thought are maybe scraping the bottom of the bucket for them to fill that 18 queen quota. But it's just that I don't get that. I don't get that same excitement for someone like Ginger Minj, for example. So, but hey, prove me wrong. I would love to be proved wrong. And, as long as we get an interesting, drama-filled, entertaining season of Drag Race, like, I'm here for it. So, there you go. And the fact that they're changing up the format a little bit with this tournament thing, I'm curious to see how that plays out. So, those are my thoughts on the Drag Race finale of 17 and the upcoming All-Stars 10 season. And with that, I will sign out. And until next time, bye, y'all.